Hello and good afternoon, everyone. We are coming to you from the Capitol Center here on the campus of Capital University here in Bexley, Ohio. Today, a renewal of one of the best rivalries in all of the Ohio Athletic Conference as the Otterbein Cardinals get set to take on the Capital Comets. This is game one of what will be a doubleheader between these two-time legendary rivals within the OAC. The women's game coming up here in about 10 minutes or so, followed by the men's game, which will tip off at about 4 o'clock. Alongside Jonathan Brown, I'm Charlie Dance. Well, Mr. Brown, pleased to be joined by you in the booth once again. Hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving. And now we get to see this rivalry. We got to see it on the football field earlier this year. Now the hardcourt edition.
I'm ready to see how this rivalry will ensue on the court now this time, where we're off the field. This women's, the Otterbein Cardinals are coming off a 3-0 hot win streak right now. And I know we just lost one of our star players on the women's basketball team in Emma Burns. So I'm ready to see how the Comets are ready to bounce back.
Let's go ahead and start talking about this Otterbein Cardinal team. And as Jonathan mentioned, they are riding a 3-game winning streak. The Cardinals having a very nice showing at the Nan Nichols Classic hosted by Worcester College, and that included a couple of impressive wins for Otterbein over Hanover College and Worcester, and then just recently the Cardinals coming off of a 90-62 win against Waynesburg. And Jonathan, we were taking a look at the stats before beginning today's broadcast. It's interesting how the Cardinals are rolling up all these points during this 3-game win streak. They have been averaging close to 90 points per game, but they've been doing it despite a lackluster performance from three-point land.
Well, in this game, you really don't need to have an excellent three-point shot, although you see a lot in the NBA and NCAA that everybody thinks you need to have that three-point shot. Everybody's not Curry. It's about fundamentals here and seeing that mid-range shot or taking it into the hole and finding how to pass the ball to finding open teammates. Otterbein scores, what they've shown in the past, they are showing that they don't need to shoot well from beyond the arc to win the games, and so we're going to see how that plays out today.
Katie Mccrary is the top scorer for this Cardinals team, 13.6 points per game, 8th best in the OAC. She can do a little bit of everything for this Cardinals squad.
Seeming as if that she's coming off leading the team off with a total of 21, averaging just 21 points per game. I'm ready to see what she'll do in this rivalry game today.
Mccrary, the top scorer, also the top assist woman in the OAC in Amaya Harris, averaging 4 assists per game. So this Cardinals offense should be fun to watch today. In the meantime, as Jonathan alluded to, Capital has already been hit with a little bit of adversity early on in this season. Emma Burns, the 5'8 senior from Westerville, Ohio, was expected to lead this Capital offense this year, but unfortunately suffered a knee injury. She is out for the rest of the year as a result, and it's going to take a collective effort, Jonathan, to really fill the hole left by Burns' injury, but they already have a freshman that has really stepped up here in the early going. Lainey Murphy averaging just under 12 points per game, which is actually 5th best in the OAC. Next man up for Capital from here on out.
Ready to see Coach Dixie. I know with her extensive history record, adversity, she's been able to push through it. So knowing that you have a head coach with that kind of demeanor is able to push through and create the kind of atmosphere that they want to see, I'm ready to see it happen.
So Lainey Murphy will definitely be a player to watch for Capital today. Also, Erica Linder. Linder, a 5'6 junior from Prospect, Ohio, averaging 12 points per game. She's been doing some really solid work down there in the low block for this Capital offense, shooting 47% from the field. So Linder and Murphy are expected to really carry the load for this Capital team going forward. Now, Jonathan, when Capital is taking on this Otterbein team that likes to really push it inside, really push the tempo, obviously they'd like to have Emma Burns out there to help them scoring, but do you think in this type of matchup it would behoove the Comets to kind of slow things down a little bit and work that shot clock?
Yes, I feel like it's smart for the Comets to try to work this ball game in their advantage. It's his home court advantage right now. So seeing how it plays out in our advantage in our home court. But I really want to see stand out guard The name is falling off the tip of my tongue right now, but Maddie Dogood. I want to see how she does down low, playing that 4 position for us, getting down low. It's really about how the defense is going to be able to stop the interior scoring for the Cardinals. And seeing if we're able to get rebounds, I feel like whoever gets the most rebounds in this game is going to be collected from winning the game.
Maddie Duga shooting 46% from the field. You know, that was actually going to lead me to my next point. How big is rebounding going to be in this game?
Rebounding is going to be so effective in this game. I'm telling you, the team that pulls out with the most rebounds when it comes on the defensive edge, crashing the board, is going to win this game. We know that the Cardinals like to bring it in interior, bring it in, slash it hard into the paint. I'm telling you, if we can able to get the rebounds and push it and slow the tempo and create our own kind of tempo, this will be a good game to watch.
This is an important game for both teams in that it is the conference opener for both of these squads. Taking a quick look at how other teams around the OAC have been doing thus far this season. Baldwin Wallace and Wilmington have already opened conference play with wins. They're both 1-0. Mountain Union and Heidelberg are both 0-1 within conference play. Some of the teams that have gotten off to nice starts besides playing conference games: Marietta out to a 5-0 start. John Carroll is undefeated. They're 4-0. Ohio Northern and Otterbein are both 4-1 as well. Meantime, this would be a big shot in the arm for Capital in terms of confidence going forward if they were able to get this win. They are 2-4 overall heading into this game with the Cardinals. But again, Jonathan, it's the rivalry game. Anything can happen. Getting a win against the Cardinals, I think, would really set up Dixie Jeffers' squad going forward.
I think so. And coming off that win last week, a conference win against Wittenberg, that's a great start to see how we want to see a conference play. Even though that ended up being a close game, 60-55 in our favor for the Comets. This is another great addition to see how we'll see during in the conference. It's just a little preview just to get ready to see what we'll finish like in the end of the season.
We should be in for a good one. This is one of these games where it seems like anything can go. You can throw out the records, throw out the statistics. It should be a very fun one here between the Comets and the Cardinals. Game 1 of our doubleheader here on athletics.capital.edu. The women's game expected to tip off here in about 3 minutes or so. The men's game will be following this game sometime around 4 o'clock this afternoon. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, starting lineups and the opening tip-off here at the Capitol Center, the Comets versus the Cardinals, Otterbein versus Capital, coming up here on athletics.capital.edu. Welcome back to the Capital Center as we get you set for another presentation of women's basketball here in athletics.capital.edu, the renewal of the rivalry between Otterbein and Capital. Let's get you today's starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Cardinals of Otterbein University. At guard, the 5'4" sophomore from Newark, Ohio, number 5, Tamia Kendrick. Also at guard, the 5'3" sophomore from Englewood, Ohio, number 10, Katie Mccrary. Also at guard, the sophomore from Eden, Ohio, number 11, Claire Radabaugh. Also at guard, the 5'8" senior from the Gem City of Dayton, Ohio, number 20, Jen Hoschauer. And rounding out the starting five today for the Cardinals will be the graduate 6'1" senior from Cincinnati, Ohio. At center, number 24, Bryn Mangold. The head coach of the Cardinals is Diana Knoll. She's in her third season as the head coach at Otterbein. She is assisted by Mary Corbett and Megan Dunning. Meanwhile, here's the starting five for the Capital Comets. At guard, the 5'8" freshman from Fredericksburg, Ohio, number 5, Lainey Murphy. Also at guard, the 5'6" junior from Prospect, Ohio, number 22, Erica Linder. At forward, the 5'9" senior from Wakeman, Ohio, number 23, Brooke Amert. At forward, the 6'1" sophomore from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 34, Maggie Duguid. And rounding out the starting five for the Comets today, the 5'6" freshman guard from Marion, Ohio, number 35, Nicole Flock. The head coach, the legend, Dixie Jeffers, in her 36th season as the head coach at Capital, assisted by Jason Wright and Camille McPherson. Alongside Jonathan Brown, I'm Charlie Daniels. So glad that we could have you along for the ride this afternoon. Game one of our basketball doubleheader between Otterbein and Capital. Capital coming out in their customary white uniforms with purple lettering and numbering. Otterbein, meanwhile, in their customary red away uniforms, white lettering and numbers outlined by gold. Our referees, Tony Kappas, David Griffith, and Reyes Ramirez. The tip is won by Otterbein, and we're underway here at the Capital Center. Three-pointer on the way, and it's knocked down immediately by Angelia Jackson. An early 3-0 lead for Otterbein. Capital now looking for a response. Jumper from the left elbow. That is no good for Erica Linder, and the rebound corralled by Otterbein. Cardinals now looking to push. Up ahead to Katie Mccrary. Now swung around to Jenna Hoschauer. Another three ball. That's off the mark, but an offensive rebound dug out by Bryn Mangold. It's back out to Hoschauer. Early 3-0 lead for Otterbein here in the first quarter. Cardinals trying to work it inside. And Mangold doing some nice work. The 6'1" center from Cincinnati, Ohio extends the Otterbein lead to 5-0.
Down low with an easy post up right there.
Capital trailing 5-0 here in the early going. Lainey Murphy passing off to Nicole Flock. Flock driving inside. Shot up and good for Nicole Flock, the freshman from Marion, Ohio, gets Capital on the board. 5-2 in favor of the Cardinals.
Being physical right there, taking it into the interior force right there.
Cardinals working it around the perimeter. And the shot missed, and Capital grabbing the rebound, that being Brooke Amert.
Otterbein isn't shying away from shooting behind the arc today.
Capital, meantime, back with possession. Linder will go inside to the big Duguid. Duguid, shot up, no good. Rebound taken by Otterbein. Here comes Angelia Jackson. And now a foul, and this will go against Capital. This will be, looks like a blocking foul against Nicole Flock, her first, team's first.
Mccrary coming down low. The Otterbein Cardinals are going to try to bring it into the interior lane. I'm telling you, they're just going to keep on trying to drive. We've seen so far to start off the game with a couple shots from behind the arc, one falling, so 1 for 3 so far. So we'll see if it continues.
Meantime, a traveling violation called against Otterbein. And boy, if it hadn't been for that travel, that would have been an easy basket for Katie Mccrary. Coming into this game, 13.6 points per game, 8th best within the OAC. So Capital catches a break right there. Comets trailing the Cardinals 5-2 7:53 to play in our first quarter. A drive down the lane, and it's good. Shot made by Nicole Flock. She's got all 4 Capitals points so far. Cuts the Cardinal lead to 1. Swung around the perimeter. And batted away and stolen by Allmert. Brooke racing down. Gives off to Flock. Flock will now bounce it outside to Linder. And now it's back to Flock. They go to the corner. 3 ball. No good. Missed by Murphy. And now another foul will be called. Looks like against Capital. It'll go against Maddie Duguid, her first, team second.
That was good ball movement right there. That was a shot that you're looking for. It just didn't happen to fall for him.
5-4 lead for Otterbein. 7:10 remaining in the first quarter. Cardinals back with possession. Hoschauer driving. Now gets it over to Mccrary. Mccrary dribbling to her left. 9 on the shot clock for the Cardinals. It's now in the hands of Jackson. Back to Mccrary. Mccrary trying to put a move on her man, and her shot is blocked. Here comes Capital the other way. Murphy up and no good. Just bounces out. And the rebound taken by Otterbein's Bryn Mangold. Cardinals quickly back to the other side of the floor. Mccrary, top of the arc, swung around to Kendrick. And now another foul. Looks like will be called against Capital.
They missed an easy opportunity down low with that block by Duguid. She was open coming down, cutting down on the lane, just missed her on the block. That would have been an easy 2 points right there.
The foul will go against Brooke Allmert, her first, team's third. 5-4 lead for Otterbein, about 6.5 to play in the first quarter. Jackson over to Hoschauer, back to Jackson, swung around, now they go inside to the recently inserted Kathleen DiCarlo. Jumper, no good. Rebound is taken by Capital. Allmert once again with the board. Ahead to Flock. Flock looking to drive but cut off defensively. Now it's swung all the way around to Murphy. They go back inside to Duguid. Duguid shot up and in.
Off the backboard down low, feeding the big girl, as you should.
Capital 6-5 lead. First lead of the ball game for the Comets. 5:52 left to play in the first quarter. Mccrary goes inside. DiCarlo will swing it back out. Kendrick for 3, and she knocks it down from the corner. Cardinals retake the lead. 8-6 in favor of Otterbein with 5:39 to play in the first quarter. Capital back with possession. Flock dribbling around. Feeds it over to Linder in the corner. Linder driving out of the corner. Now bounces it over to Duguid. 10 on the shot clock. Duguid near the left block. Shot off the glass and in for Maddie Duguid. We're tied at 8.
I like that mismatch matchup right there. Taking it down low for Duguid.
Cardinals looking for a response. Jackson, top of the arc. Passing off to Kendrick. Now inside to DiCarlo. Now a drive inside. Shot up, and it is good. Made by Jenna Hoschauer. Came in here averaging 9.2 points per game, second on this Cardinal team. A 10-8 lead for the Cardinals in what has been a back-and-forth affair between these two longtime rivals. 4:45 left to play in the first quarter. 15 on the shot clock for Capital.
They seem to be slowing down the tempo right now.
Driving inside, and Flock misses the layup. Rebound taken by Otterbein. They'll feed it ahead to Mccrary. Mccrary up, no good. Rebound taken by Capital as Flock grabs it for the Comets.
The Comets slowing down the tempo, trying to create their own pace right now. Flock with the spin move. This should do good.
Do good. Down on the left block. Back out. Side to Linder. Now it's swung around to Murphy. Murphy dribbling to her right. Now to Flock. 7 on the shot clock for Capital. Allmert passing outside. Three-pointer on the way. It's good. Eric Linder knocks it down.
Outside
Erica Linder making the shot. 11-10 lead for Capital. 3:45 left to play in the first quarter. Mccrary, three-pointer. That's off the mark. Batted out of bounds, and they will give it to Capital.
Otterbein could not respond to the call right there by Linder. Linder's going to have to step up, as we stated earlier in the day today, that Burns is out for the season, so your next role player is up. It's time to step up.
Natalie Galeta checks in for Capital, or excuse me, for Otterbein. Meantime, looks like Maddie Reese has checked in for the Comets. 3:35 left to play in the first quarter. Capital 11, Otterbein 10. Reese, top of the arc. They go inside, and a score for Brooke Aumert, the senior from Wakeman, Ohio. 13-10 lead now for the Comets. Cardinals now working on the half court. Mccrary, top of the arc. They'll try a three-pointer, and it's knocked down by Galeta, the junior from Brunswick, Ohio, tied at 13.
I think this is a little personal for Galeta, a former Comet herself during her freshman year days before transferring to the Cardinals.
So she has worn the purple and white, now dons the red and gold for Otterbein. 14 on the shot clock now for Capital. Tied with Otterbein at 13, coming up on 2:45 to play here in the first quarter. A drive and a foul as Murphy was trying to probe that Otterbein defense. And the foul looks like will go against Angelia Jackson, her first. And that'll be the team first for Otterbein.
That was on the floor right there. I think she was just trying to get in, trying to take it in down low.
And then another foul called against Otterbein. This is going to go against Katie Mccrary, her first, team second. Got caught with her hand in the cookie jar that time on a reach-in. As now a substitute will come in for Capital. Checking in for the Comets will be Sydney Pierce, a freshman from Akron, Ohio, and also coming into the game for Otterbein, that'd be Tamia Kendrick, a sophomore from Newark.
I'm already loving what I'm seeing so far. This is a very physical game so far to start off.
And both teams shooting the ball relatively well. It has been very entertaining so far. Back out to the perimeter. Now into the hands of, let's see, three-pointer made by Brooke Aumert. Yes, absolutely. Aumert showing some range that time from the right wing. 16-13 lead for Capital. 2:18 left to play in what has been a very busy first quarter. Another three-pointer. And that rattles in and out for Galeta, who had knocked one down earlier in this game. Rebound Capital. Flock dribbles across half court, takes it to the top of the arc. Trying to set up the Capital offense in the half court as we tick under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Nice
Cyphers over to Aumert. Now they go inside, and they will say the ball went off of Aumert. So that will give Otterbein the ball. Now a couple substitutions for both teams. Checking in for Capital will be Maddie Weiland. Meantime, coming in for Otterbein, Kathleen DiCarlo once again. And then, they're going to have to wait for the next substitution as Maddie Duguid is getting set to check in for Capital at the next horn. 16-13 lead for Capital. Minute 40 left to play in the first quarter. Shower goes inside, back over to Kendrick. Now a three for DiCarlo. That is short, and the rebound taken by Capital.
You know, we talked about earlier in the game how Otterbein is not known to shoot threes, but so far to start off this first half, they are coming out shooting beyond the arc.
Maddie Reese dribbling in, back out to Aumert. Now over to Pierce, back over to Reese. 9 on the shot clock. Reese along the right wing, dribbles inside. Now a drive to the inside. Little hook shot by Pierce is no good. Rebound taken by Otterbein. Under a minute to play here in the first quarter. 16-13 lead for Capital. Kendrick over to Galeta. To DiCarlo. Now back in the hands of Hoschauer. Hoschauer top of the arc. 12 to shoot for the Cardinals. And now a traveling violation called against DiCarlo. As now checking into the game for Capital will be Maddie Duguid.
Cardinals are trying to push the pace on their side. They see if they get the ball aggressively and catches the Comets off guard on defense, trying to work in their own favor.
Reese will now bring the ball up the floor. She will cross the timeline for the Comets. 16-13 lead for Capital. 35 seconds and counting in our first quarter. Pierce along the right wing, dribbling to her left. She'll now try to get it over to Duguid, but the pass never found Duguid. It goes out of bounds. A turnover for Capital. And now the Cardinals will get a chance for the last shot of the first quarter as the shot clock has been turned off. Checking back into the game for Capital will be Erica Linder.
It was the right read, just couldn't connect right there.
So Otterbein will bring it across the timeline.
Expecting to hold the ball for the last shot right here.
Hoschauer to Galeta. Now in the hands of Kendrick. 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Back to Hoschauer. Now a three. Galeta, no good. Rebound taken by Capital. 2 seconds, 1 second. Reese lets it go, and it's just off the mark. A very entertaining first quarter between the Cardinals and the Comets. We head to the second quarter with Capital leading Otterbein 16-13. This is a presentation of women's basketball here on athletics.capital.edu. Getting set for second quarter action here at the Capitol Center. Capital leading Otterbein by a score of 16-13. Taking a look at the team stats early on in this game. Capital shooting 54% from the field. Otterbein, meanwhile, shooting only 36% from the field. And Jonathan, you brought up a really interesting point during the first quarter. Otterbein hasn't been strong from three-point land, but they've been jacking it up from downtown. 3 of 10 from downtown for the Cardinals, only good for 30%. Meanwhile, Capital 2 of 3, good for 67%.
They're finding their rhythm, and I like how they're moving the ball around. Everybody's getting involved. I like what I'm seeing from Kendrick, number 5 on the Cardinals right now. But let's go to the Comets right now. I'm loving seeing Flock taking leadership of the team, getting movement as he started out the game hot with 4 points for the Comets.
Capital, meantime, beginning possession here in the second quarter, up by 3 against the Cardinals. Linder trying to probe that Cardinal defense. Now she's trapped. Has to get it out to Dogood. 13 on the shot clock. Now in the hands of Reese. They go back to Dogood. Dogood trying to back her man down. Fighting through a double team. Has her shot blocked. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Long jumper. That's off the mark by Linder. And the rebound is taken by Otterbein. Fed ahead to Mccrary, who shoots and scores.
Nice looking down the court. That's great ball vision right there for the Cardinals right there.
Capital lead shrunk to 1, 16-15. Just underway here in the second quarter. Murphy on the right wing has it knocked away by Mccrary, out of bounds. Possession will remain with the Comets.
It's a very physical game. I love the defense that we're seeing here for both sides, from the Cardinals and the Comets right now. The Comets are doing a great job of trying to protect that interior. The Comets are trying to get the ball down low to do good, and it's just not working right now. They're reading the right reads. It's just not connecting right now.
Demi Brewer has checked in for Capital, 5'4" junior from Plain City, Ohio. Capital by 1. 9 minutes to play here in the second quarter. And it's passed over to Linder. Linder drives, has her shot promptly blocked, and that'll lead to a shot clock violation. She tried to go inside into the trees, but Bryn Mangold was not having any of it.
Not today, not today. Mangold said not today, protecting her interior. That was just great defense right there, holding them down to the last second to force up that shot, which led to a shot block.
Capital 16, Otterbein 15. 8:42 left to play in the second quarter. Cardinals back with possession. Hoschauer. Now Mccrary trying to drive in, but she'll promptly be hit with a traveling violation. Been a lot of walking done by the Cardinals today, particularly when they try to drive towards the hoop.
I don't know what's going on. Like we said, they started off throwing up shots, shooting 3-10 today from beyond the arc, and right now when he tries to bring it in, they're just getting crossing their own shoes up, coming down the lane.
Brewer trying to drive, but cut off defensively. Now gets it inside, but the pass not handled cleanly by Ahmert, and that leads to a Capital turnover.
That was a good read right there, trying to get it down low. I like how the Comets are trying to force it down low, knowing when the Cardinals' big Wagner, when she is not in there, when they're trying to force it down low.
18 to shoot for the Cardinals. Kendrick, left wing, passing it off to Hoschauer. Hoschauer driving, left-handed layup, no good. And the rebound taken by Capitals, Demi Brewer. Brewer brings it across half court all the way to the right wing. Waiting for the Capital offense to get set up. Over to Amert. Now in the hands of Murphy. Murphy trying to go down the lane, and she will earn herself a trip to the free throw line, as it looks like the foul will go against Angelia Jackson.
I like what I'm seeing here from Murphy. I like the Comets are trying to just feed it down low, some kind of way. You got to be more physical than the Cardinals today, and I feel like that's going to be a key component to them winning this game today.
Jackson with her second personal, team's first here in the quarter. Murphy's first free throw shot is no good. And by the way, that was actually Laney Murphy's first free throw shot of the season.
Wow.
She had not attempted one coming into play today. Her second one is good. The 5'8 freshman from Fredericksburg, Ohio, has been a pleasant surprise for this Comets team, coming in here averaging just under 12 points per game. That's 8th best within the conference. 17-15 lead for Capital after the main field goal by Murphy. 7.5 to play in the second quarter. Hoschauer passing off to Kendrick. Now back to Hoschauer. Shot no good. That's an air ball, and the rebound is taken by Brewer. Up ahead. And the layup is good for Erica Linder. Nice job of the Comets running the floor that time.
Great ball vision by Brewer right there, and seeing Linder down open for the easy layup.
19-15 lead for Capital. Coming up on 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. And now a foul, looks like on the inside against Capital. And the foul will go against Maddie Dugood. That's already her second, team's first of the quarter. As Hoschauer will check out. Coming back in is Natalie Galeta. Mccrary will inbound it from the baseline and will get it in successfully to DiCarlo. Back to Mccrary, who runs baseline. Somehow gets it out to Kendrick. Back to Mccrary. Mccrary just inside the arc to DiCarlo. 8 on the shot clock. Mccrary now dribbling towards the top of the arc. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Mccrary with a drive and a dish. Galeta can't get a shot off. And that's a shot clock violation. Good defense by Capital.
Great defense right there by the Comets right there. Somehow the Cardinals were able to move the ball outside to the top of the key. I don't know how they were able to keep it going, but the Comets locked down defense right there.
Timeout taken by Otterbein. This will only be a 30-second timeout by the Cardinals, so we'll keep things right here at the Capitol Center. 6:38 left to play in the first half. It is Capital leading Otterbein 19-15. Taking a look at some of the top scorers in this game so far. It has been Linder and Amert that have paced the Capital offense so far. Both of those ladies have 5 points apiece. Meanwhile, for Otterbein, not that much scoring differential between this team, although we really shouldn't be all that surprised, Jonathan. Other than Mccrary, who comes in here averaging just under 14 points per game, you have a host of ladies that have played between 10 to 20 minutes per game. We should come to expect the scoring to be a little spread out for the Cardinals.
And they're doing a great job of that, making sure that everybody gets a touch of the ball and finding that open shot. So they're not trying to play through one particular player right now. They're trying to get the ball movement, and it's working as this is a close game right now.
Timeout over. Capital with possession coming out of this timeout. A drive by Amert. Amert's shot is up and no good, but a foul is going to be called, looks like, against DiCarlo. The foul will indeed go against Kathleen DiCarlo, the 5'9 senior from Bay Village, Ohio. Her first, team second of the quarter.
It seems as if the Comets are doing what we expected the Cardinals to do at the beginning of the game and bring it down low into the interior. And they're trying to get to the free throw line, and they're getting here right now in the second quarter.
Amert making her first free throw attempt. Second free throw is up and no good. Tapped around, and they will say Cardinal basketball. So Amert, senior from Wakeman, Ohio, splits the pair at the foul line. It's now a 20-15 lead for Capital. 6:20 left to play in the second quarter. Mccrary, right wing, dribbling to her left, gives off to Galeta. Now in the hands of Kendrick. Kendrick will try to go inside, kick ball. Looked like that went off of the foot of Capital's Erica Linder. Possession will be maintained by the Cardinals, and they'll reset the shot clock to 20 seconds. Kendrick will get it in successfully to Mccrary. Mccrary, left wing, over to Kendrick for three. That's woefully short. Battle for the loose ball, and a nice job hustle-wise by Kaylee Cyphers as she dove for that ball and made the rebound possible for Capital. Three, good!
Good. Splash City for Linder right there.
Erica Linder knocking it down from the left wing. As Capital has opened up its largest lead of the game, up by 8, 23-15, 5:41 left to play in the second quarter. A drive on the inside by Mccrary, but cut off. Forced to pass it over to Galeta. Now Mccrary will go baseline, up, and it's a charge. Offensive foul will be called against Mccrary. That's her second personal, team's third of the quarter. Looked like that play could have gone either way.
Great job for Kaylee Cyphers setting her feet right there outside of the lines and taking that charge. That takes real guts right there. Seeing the player coming up in the air, setting her feet down to take the charge for the team.
And meanwhile, that's a big story going forward. Mccrary already with her second foul, so she'll be forced to sit here for probably the rest of the second quarter. That's the Cardinals' leading scorer as the ball will go out of bounds, and they will give the ball to the Cardinals. Another turnover for the Comets.
Great defense right there by Hoschauer right there, number 20, excuse me.
So 23-15 lead for Capital, 5:15 left to go in the second quarter. Hoschauer will kick. Galeta thought about a three, but now back over to Abby Brown, who has recently checked in. Jumper, no good. Rebound taken by Brooke Ahmert. Tell you what, Ahmert and Dugood have been doing some really good work off that glass today.
I'm telling you, whoever gets the most rebounds in this game is going to win the game.
Ahmert passing off to Murphy. Now a drive, and another turnover for Capital as Brewer's pass intercepted by that Cardinals defense. Galeta nearly losing the handle, but able to get it back. Now over to Hoschauer. Hoschauer, left wing, inside to DeCarlo. Passed around a bit. Three-pointer on the way for Brown, and she knocks it down. And a much-needed shot right there for the Cardinals. Still a 23-18 lead for Capital, though, with 4:18 left to play in the first half.
The Cardinals are not getting scared with this deficit right now. They were looking to slow the tempo down. They found their shot, what they were looking for.
Ahmert over to Linder. Back outside. Three-pointer. That's no good for Kaylee Cyphers, the junior from Cedarville, Ohio. And the rebound taken by Otterbein. As we tick under 4 minutes to play. Quick jumper. That's no good. And Ahmert can't get the rebound. DeCarlo's shot. That's no good. As the rebound's finally taken by Cyphers. And now Capital looking to slow things up just a bit here. As bringing it up the court is Demi Brewer. Three-pointer, no good. Off the mark for Linder. Meanwhile, another three-point attempt for Capital, and this time it's knocked down. Brooke Ahmert knocking it down from the far corner. 25-18 lead for Capital now. 3:23 left to play in the second quarter.
I love the ball movement I'm seeing here from the Comets right now, not being afraid to pass the ball, making sure everybody's getting involved right now, and looking for that clutch shot right there.
DeCarlo, long jumper. It will rattle in, but her foot was on the line, so that will only be a two-pointer. 25-20 lead for Capital, coming up on 3 minutes to play in the first half. Brewer, right wing. And another three-point attempt. That is off the mark by Murphy.
Slight hesitation right there by Murphy. She was hesitant to put that shot up, and it just didn't fall.
After the rebound by Otterbein, Cardinals back in business offensively. Three-pointer, that's no good for Weiland. Put back attempt, no good for Hoschauer.
Great job with the rebound, just wasn't strong enough to put the ball back up.
And now, looks like a timeout's going to be taken by Capital. 30-second timeout by Capital, so we'll keep things right here at the Capital Center. 2:33 left to play in our first half. Capital leading Otterbein 25-20. Coming up at halftime, we'll get you updated with scores around the OAC, both men's and women's games, as this will be a busy day of hoops around the conference. It's also a very busy day for Division I men's basketball and, of course, Championship Saturday in Division I college football. So we'll get you updated and preview all those games and also preview the upcoming men's basketball game between both of these teams as well. That's all coming up at halftime. In the meantime, 2:33 left to play here in our first half. Capital leading Otterbein 25-20. And low-scoring game, yes, Jonathan, but I liked how both offenses are operating right now.
Both offenses, both teams right here for the Cardinals and Comets both had 5 assists total, so they're not afraid of passing the ball around. But right now, both teams have 6 turnovers right now, so it's not looking good on handling the ball on their side. But the Comets are doing a great job in maintaining this lead right now.
Linder, shot up, no good. Nice spin move down the lane, but couldn't get the bucket to go. Rebound by Otterbein. Goleta to Kendrick. Now it's back to Kendrick. Now it's back to Goleta. Now back to Kendrick. They go inside. DeCarlo, long jumper. No good. And the rebound collected once again by Kaylee Cyphers. Linder will now slow things up as she'll bring it across half court. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. 25-20 lead for Capital. Back in is Nicole Flock. Back outside. Three-pointer. No good. Rebound taken by Otterbein. A miss for Maddie Weiland, the freshman from Beaver, Pennsylvania. Still a 5-point edge for the Comets. Goleta, right wing, over to Kendrick, to DeCarlo, back to Kendrick. Kendrick, top of the arc with 12 to shoot. Now they go back inside to DeCarlo. DeCarlo dribbling around, back inside to Kendrick. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, three-pointer launched by Goleta. That's no good. And another rebound collected by Kaylee Cyphers.
Off the rim right there.
Minute 13 remaining in the first half. Capital 25, Otterbein 20. Flock will go around. Three-pointer on the way. That's off the mark by Murphy.
Gets the rebound.
And
Physical.
Flock.
And the foul.
What a great job by Flock that time, Jonathan, and she's able to get the rebound, and she'll earn herself a trip to the free throw line.
I like how she was driving down into the hole. Had an opportunity down low, but saw a better opportunity for her teammate in Linder for the shot. Physical, was able to get the rebound, and now she's at the free throw line for 2.
Foul will go against Natalie Goleta. 14 foul against Otterbein in this quarter. First personal foul for Goleta this game as Flock's shot is off the mark from the cherry stripe. She'll get one more chance at the free throw line. Flock on the season 60% from the cherry stripe. Shot is up and no good. Flock goes 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And now Otterbein gets the ball back here, 55 seconds and counting. Capital by 5. Goleta over to Kendrick. Kendrick now passing over to DeCarlo, back to Kendrick, over to Goleta, now swung all the way around to Brown. Brown's three, no good, out of bounds, and they will give it to Capital.
Great defense right there, but I'm just loving the ball movement from both teams right here. I love how everybody's getting involved.
39 seconds and counting in our first half. Capital looking to add to its 5-point lead here before heading to the locker room. Flock over to Murphy. Murphy down the lane, and it's blocked. Good defense that time by Keena Wadaker, the sophomore from Belpre, Ohio. Out of bounds, and they'll give it to Capital here. 27.7 seconds, 15 on the shot clock. Quick three, knocked down. Lainey Murphy knocking it down, extending the Capital lead to 8. Shot clock has now been turned off, and it looks like the Cardinals will hold for the last shot of the first half. 11 seconds, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, over to Kendrick. Kendrick driving, kick. Now a drive down the lane, and a foul will be called with 4.2 seconds to play.
Foul right there on Brooke Amaret right there.
So that will be her second foul, only the second team foul against Capital here in the quarter. Kendrick, meantime, will inbound it with 4.2. Handed the ball, Kendrick gets it in. DeCarlo shot up and in.
Just a lucky roll right there.
And that is how the first half will end. A very entertaining first half between the Cardinals and the Comets. At the break, it is Capital 28, Otterbein 22. Coming up, we'll get you updated with scores around the OAC, take a look at the stats, and much more. Again, the score, Capital 28, Otterbein 22. This is a presentation of Capital Women's Basketball here on athletics.capital.edu. We're back here at the Capitol Center. Halftime here in Bexley. And the score, Capitol 28, Otterbein 22, as things looking pretty good for the Capitol women's basketball team. Remember, the men's squads for both these schools will be taking on one another sometime around 4 o'clock this afternoon. Let's go ahead now and take a look at some scores from other women's basketball games around the OAC, beginning with Marietta hosting Ohio Northern. They're just about to go to halftime over there at Marietta. And the Pioneers are leading the Polar Bears in that one by a score of 38-27. Elsewhere around the OAC, John Carroll and Muskingum in a very close game, about 2:50 to play in the first half of that one. John Carroll up 31-30. 3:19 left to play in the first half at Wilmington. The Quakers playing host to Baldwin Walls. The Yellow Jackets leading that game 34-27. And then coming up later on today, Mount Union will play host to Heidelberg beginning at 4 o'clock. So those are women's scores around the OAC. Not that much action when it comes to women's basketball at the Division I level today. And if there is, it'll all be later on tonight. 21st ranked BYU will make the trek to take on the Utah Utes beginning at 7 o'clock. 5th ranked Baylor will play host to Missouri beginning at 8. And 18th ranked Oregon, they will head to Portland. That game is scheduled for a 9 p.m. start Eastern Standard Time. Meantime, very, very busy day around Division I men's basketball, and we already have a couple of finals to pass along to you. 6th ranked Villanova took down St. Joseph's by a final of 81-52. We had an upset today, Jonathan, as unranked Ole Miss took down 18th ranked Memphis 67-63. A lot is being expected of that Memphis team with Penny Hardaway, former Tiger, coming in. We know that Penny Hardaway was a great NBA player back during his playing days with the Orlando Magic, and that's kind of a surprising result as the Tigers fall to the Rebels today.
Yeah, it's a crazy story. I actually met Larry Brown. We was in the same hotel together in Memphis. He was looking at my jersey, and he was like, I coach a few NBA players, and I'm just nodding my head just trying to be polite. But by the time he got off, I look at the back of his jersey. He's like, yeah, I coached a few. He's like, look me up.
That's a good story. That's really good. So the Ole Miss Rebels getting a big win over the 18th ranked Memphis Tigers. 25th ranked Seton Hall, meanwhile, all over Nyack College, 113-67. 23rd ranked Wisconsin got themselves a battle against Marquette earlier today, but the Badgers end up winning that game over the Golden Eagles 89-76. They are in the second quarter, late in the second quarter. 24th ranked Michigan beating up on San Diego State 64-45. 5:42 left to play in the first half at Colorado. It's 13th ranked Tennessee leading the Buffaloes 22-19 in that one. 21st ranked Auburn leading Yale, by a score of 26-19. About 6:04 left to play in that game, and those are all the games that are taking place right now. And a couple of other games to keep an eye on later on tonight. 16th ranked Alabama taking on 3rd ranked Gonzaga. Boy, the Zags are looking really, really good with their stud freshman Chet Holmgren right now. That
was a good game with Duke versus Gonzaga, but shout out to the Buckeyes for that upset alert that happened earlier in the week.
Absolutely. Ohio State taking down number 1 ranked Duke. 10 years after I personally saw Ohio State take down a top 5 Duke team over there at Valley City Arena. And believe it or not, it was actually after a loss to Michigan in football.
Wow.
So how about that win for Ohio State? By the way, speaking of football, this is a big day, my friend. Championship Saturday, a lot on the line at the Division I level. First, we begin with a game that actually took place last night. 17th ranked Utah taking down 10th ranked Oregon by a final of 38-10. So the Utah Utes, winners of the Pac-12, they get to advance to the Pac-12 championship. Congratulations to head coach Kyle Winningham and crew.
Yeah, that was the Pac-12 championship last night, and Oregon took their second loss to Utah in the same season, so I know that had to hurt.
And meantime, game that is currently in progress. They're about to head to the fourth quarter in the Dr. Pepper Big 12 championship game. It is 9th ranked Baylor leading 5th ranked Oklahoma State in that one, 21-13. Oklahoma State was hoping to win that game, potentially enter the playoff field, but things not looking too good for the Cowpokes right now.
Not looking good for them. And most of the game we're looking for later today coming on at 4. Shout out UC versus Houston, trying to stay undefeated. And then number 1 ranked Georgia versus number 3 Alabama. I hear down goes Bama today.
Yeah, Georgia taking on the Crimson Tide in that SEC Championship game. One other game in progress when it comes to conference championship Saturday today. Northern Illinois leading Kent State 24-10 as they've just entered the fourth quarter. That is the MAC football championship game. Other conference championship games of note: 19th ranked San Diego State will play Utah State in the Mountain West championship game. 24th ranked Louisiana will be without their head coach Billy Napier, who recently took over the head coaching position for the Florida Gators. They will play Appalachian State in the Sun Belt Conference championship game. And then my partner mentioned the 4th-ranked Cincinnati taking on 21st-ranked Houston. That game is scheduled for a 4 o'clock kick, and that will be actually hosted by Cincinnati over at Nippert Stadium down there in the Queen City. And then a pair of games that should be very entertaining prime time. 2nd-ranked Michigan, fresh off of their first win over Ohio State in football since 2011. They now get a shot at their first Big Ten championship since 2004 when they take on 13th-ranked Iowa. That should be a very entertaining game.
It took 10 years for them to beat the Buckeyes. I do not expect them to win tonight.
Really? You're calling for the upset.
They put all their momentum and energy towards beating the Buckeyes, so we were happy to watch that.
And finally, a very entertaining game, or at least it should be an entertaining game if you like offense. The ACC Championship game between 15th-ranked Pittsburgh and 16th-ranked Wake Forest. It will be Sam Hartman for Wake Forest, and Pittsburgh with that great offense led by their quarterback Kenny Pickett. That should be a fun one between the Panthers and the Demon Deacons. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the stats from our first half. Capital leading Otterbein in this one 28-22. And let's see here. Let's begin with the overall team statistics of this game. Capital shot 41% from the field, Otterbein 31%. Capital going 4 of 11 from downtown, good for 36%. Meanwhile, Otterbein shooting 4 of 16 from beyond the arc, that's good for 25%. How about this? Otterbein didn't attempt a single free throw in that first half. Meanwhile, Capital going 2 of 6 from the foul line, good for only 33%. Capital out-rebounding the Cardinals in this one 18-15. We've had 2 ties. We've had 3 lead changes. Other statistics of note, both teams with 6 assists. Otterbein with slightly more turnovers, 6 as opposed to 5 for Capital. 10 bench points for Otterbein, none for Capital. 2 blocks for Otterbein, 1 for Capital. Fast break points, 2 apiece. Steals, 1 apiece for each team. Points off turnovers, 3 apiece. Points in the paint, 12-8 in favor of Capital. Second chance points, 5-2 in favor of Capital. So those are the team statistics. Now, Jonathan, run through the individual statistics if you could.
What I'm liking from the Cardinals right here, there's no particular one player right now leading the team overall. Everybody has at least put a shot up right now. I'm liking the ball movement of what we're seeing here. Surprisingly, we're seeing a few players take a lot more shots from behind the arc. We're seeing from player number 12 right here, Angela Jackson. She's shot from behind the arc. Most of these players have shot multiple shots from behind the arc, just only getting 1 to fall. Jackson, Kendrick, Gedalia, as well as Brown. They've had 1 fall. They just haven't been able to get lucky going back and forth with that. But the Cardinals have been able to get the ball movement around, and I love how they're spacing and spreading the ball out. Surprised I'm not seeing a lot more interior getting inside. Like I said, they came out starting out the first quarter from behind the arc, and they've just been following that pattern. Taking a look at the Comets, Linder and Amaret, they are leading the team, both with 8 points right now. I love what I'm seeing. They're trying to give Linder the ball. I see her have opportunities from behind the arc as well as taking some mid-range shots down low. Rebounding, I love what I'm seeing rebounding from the team right now. Leading the team in rebounds is Amaret, as well as she's able to get down low and with shooting 100% field goal percentage right now, because she's being able to get down low and be more physical down low. So that's what we're seeing right now. So I love the ball movement right now. Amaret and Linder, if you continue that great dynamic duo right now with the guard position right now and the forward, being able to get down low and watching Linder outside from beyond the arc, I'm liking in the favor right now for the Comets.
And by the way, I want to point out that Kaylee Cyphers provided some excellent minutes for Capital off the bench, grabbing 5 rebounds, helping Capital maintain that advantage in the rebounding margin. So as we get ready for the second half, Jonathan, give me some keys to victory for Capital.
The Comets have to continue to be a force down low when it comes to getting those defensive rebounds. Like you stated earlier, they're leading the team when it comes to 18 rebounds compared to the Cardinals, but it's coming off on the defensive edge right now with 15 total defensive rebounds. So they continue to get those rebounds down low and being able to use their ball court vision, getting the ball down low for those quick, fast break points right there. I'm telling you, it's going to keep going in our favor right now. What the Cardinals need to do, they need to find their rhythm. The Cardinals right now, they are struggling, whether it's to be behind the arc or whether they want to take it in low. Do what got you here so far. You're on this win streak for a reason, so continue to find that down low. Shooting 25% beyond the arc. You have the shot. If it's available, take it. If not, try to find down low. You have great players down low who are able to do that. It's a close rebounding game on both ends of the court right now, so whoever's going to finish strong right now is going to be more aggressive when it comes to getting those rebounds.
We had a very entertaining first half. Can't wait to see what the second half has in store for us as Capital and Otterbein are getting ready for the second half here at the Capital Center. Coming out of halftime, it'll be Capital leading Otterbein 28-22. We shall be back in just a moment. Inching closer and closer to the start of the second half between Otterbein and Capital. Two longtime rivals here in the OAC. Capital coming out of the break, leading the Cardinals 28-22. I'm Charlie Danis, joined in the broadcast booth today by Jonathan Brown. This is a presentation of Capital women's basketball here at athletics.capital.edu. And coming up later on this afternoon, we'll have a presentation of Capital men's basketball, as Damon Goodwin's crew will look to improve upon their 4-2 record already on the season, coming off of a big win over Manchester on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. And
that was
they
a blowout right there, 95-59.
Yep, they've been looking pretty good. That men's team, like this women's team for Capital, has had a couple of very promising young players from the freshman ranks.
I like what I've been seeing, especially through Joe Thompson, young rising junior right now. Let's not forget to mention Sanford David as well, being able to lead the team right now with 12 points, averaging 12 points for the game on the season so far. So we got a young team right now, and they are promising.
So now we're ready for the second half as the horn sounds. 28-22 lead for Capital. This is the conference opener for both of these teams, and both teams would like nothing more than to start off 1-0 within OAC play. It's going to be Otterbein beginning with possession to begin the second half of play. Inbounding it will be Jackson, and she'll get it in to Hoschauer, who will take it across the timeline. Now passing over to Mccrary. Over to Kendrick. Kendrick on the left wing. Swung all the way around to Hoschauer. 16 to shoot. Back to Mccrary. Mccrary down low. Back to Hoschauer. Long jumper. That is short. That's an air ball, actually, and it'll go out of bounds and go to Capital.
I don't know what happened during that halftime break right there, but not a great way to start off the quarter, but she'll bounce back from it.
Meantime, Capital now with their first possession of the second half. Erica Linder will bring it across half court, being picked up defensively by Kendrick. Linder on the right wing, bouncing it over to Murphy. And Murphy with an offensive foul.
A little push off right there, trying to create some space. And the refs called it as an offensive foul.
Their first personal and team's first of the quarter. 28-22 lead for Capital over Otterbein as we have just begun play here in the third quarter. Mccrary, right wing, passing it off to Jackson. Now over to Kendrick. Kendrick drilling to her right, to Hoschauer, to Mccrary. Now a three ball on the way. That's knocked down.
And a foul
by Jackson. Taking the contact right there is Jackson, and now she'll have an opportunity for a potential 4-point play.
Foul right there by Do Good. I believe that's her third foul right there with the feel good. She goes for the 4-point play right here.
Already the second team foul on Capital this quarter, as Dugood will be forced to take a seat. Kaylee Cyphers will check back in. Cyphers playing a nice first half from a rebounding standpoint. Had 5 boards in that first half for the Comets. Shot is up, and the 4-point play is complete by Angelia Jackson. 31-25 lead for Capital.
Costly foul right there for the Comets right there.
Meantime, it'll be passed off to Armour. Armour dribbling, cut off defensively on the baseline, needs some help. Gets it over to Flock. Flock dribbling around, spin move, shot, no good. Gets her own miss. Flock feeds it up and good for Kaylee Cyphers.
Great job being able to see the trap right there. Kicking it out.
And a turnover for Otterbein, as Katie Mccrary simply ran out of room down there on the baseline.
Trying to respond back to that shot right there, pushing the tempo, just not setting her offense up.
Capital 30, Otterbein 26, under 8.5 to play in the third quarter. Flock having to deal with a little bit of full court pressure by Otterbein, able to break it. Now passing over to Linder. Linder on the right wing, she'll jack up a three, no good. Rebound taken by Otterbein's Bryn Mangold. Now ahead, Mccrary speeds through and scores.
Flash speed right there, just coming straight down to the lane, putting up that nice little fillet layup right there.
And now the Capital lead has been cut to 2, 30-28 in favor of the Comets. 7:55 left to play in the third quarter. Armour over to Flock. Flock top of the arc, back inside the Cyphers. Cyphers twisting, turning, shot off the glass, no good. But a foul looks like it's going to be called against Bryn Mangold.
A little 24-on-24 crime right there, trying to be physical. Love to see it from Kaylee Cyphers getting to the free throw line.
So that's Mangold's first personal foul. And the first personal this quarter against the Cardinals, as the shot is up and good for Cyphers, who's been shooting 50% from the free throw line so far this season.
Just the first one to fall.
Cyphers, the junior from Cedarville, Ohio, receives the ball. Second shot is good as well. And now a substitution for Capital, as Demi Brewer will check in. She'll take the place of Nicole Flock, who will take a seat on the Capital bench.
That's actually her first 2 points of the game, and for leading the team in rebounds so far, just being able to get down on the points, some points right now is very crucial.
Capital 32, Otterbein 28. 7:37 left to play in the third quarter. Jackson now over to Kendrick. Kendrick feeds it inside, and a nice pass inside to Bryn Mangold, who converts it for 2.
Being able to respond right there. I love this call and response right now we're seeing from the Comets and Cardinals. It's a back-and-forth game right now, starting out the second half.
Capital 32, Otterbein 30, 7:15 left to play in the third quarter. A pass inside, and a score for Delaney Murphy. Nice cut to the hoop.
Nice dish, nice ball vision right there.
Capital lead back up to 4, 34-30. Just over 7 minutes to play.
Great
and
defense.
A steal by Murphy.
Being able to work on both ends of the court right there, on being able to score and come back on defense and get the steal right there. Great job by Murphy.
They go inside to Amert. Back out to Cyphers. Now over to Murphy. 9 on the shot clock. Murphy, right wing. Now they get it over to Amert. Amert trying to drive in, loses the ball. It's a turnover. Up ahead to Hoschauer. She'll lay it up and in.
Nice dish right there from Mccrary right there, the Hoschauer, being able to use that ball court vision right there.
The Capital lead has shrunk back to 2, 34-32. 6:18 left to play in the third quarter. Capital back with the basketball. They go inside the Cyphers. Cyphers passing it back over to Brewer. Brewer Right wing, now in the hands of Amert. Now they go inside, twisting, turning, shot up, no good by Linder, and the rebound taken by Otterbein. Cardinals now with the opportunity to either tie or take the lead. They'll try to go inside, but the pass is deflected. And Cypress comes up with a steal for Capital. It goes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Comets.
Mccrary is showing her quickness, being able to be quick, trying to reaching in with the ball, causing a little disruption right there.
Couple substitutions for Capital. Maddie Weiland, the freshman for Beaver, Pennsylvania, checks in. Meantime, Natalie Galeta as well as Kathleen DiCarlo check back in for the Cardinals. 34-32 lead for Capital. 5:48 left to play in the third quarter. And now, looks like a timeout is going to be taken. And this will be a full timeout by Capital, so we will step aside for a moment. 5:46 left to play in the third quarter. Capital 34, Otterbein 32. This is Capital Women's Basketball on athletics.capital.edu. .546 left to play in the third quarter. Capital holding a slim 34-32 lead over Otterbein. And Jonathan, it's been a great game so far for Brooke Amert, the 5'9 senior forward from Wakeman, Ohio, already with 10 points and 4 rebounds.
Being able to show that she can be an offensive threat down low, as well as helping on the defensive end, getting those rebounds. And not to say shy, she's also spreading the ball around with 3 assists. But she's shooting 100% from the free field goal percentage today, so she's being effective on all ends of the court tonight.
Erica Linder also being effective on the offensive end with 8 points for the Comets.
Shooting 40% beyond the arc. That's great today.
So now, Capital with possession here as Linder will inbound it to Brewer. Brewer, top of the arc, dribbling to her right. Now passing off to Weiland. Back to Brewer. 13 on the shot clock for the Comets. Brewer's going to go inside. A twist and a turn and a pass inside, and then an offensive 3 seconds will be called against Amert, as she just had nowhere to go with the ball that time.
We're seeing in the second half, we're seeing a lot more turnovers than we did in the first half from both teams right now.
Mccrary from the right wing over to Kendrick. Kendrick driving, nearly lost it, gets it back out to Galeta. Now back to Galeta on the left wing. And now an offensive, an offensive 3 second called against Otterbein. So Capital will give it away, and then the Cardinals give it right back.
Ball don't lie.
34-32 lead for Capital with 5:09 left to play here in the third quarter. Weiland, her pass is picked up by Mccrary. Mccrary up and in.
She's a little speedster right there. I'm telling you, her quickness, being able to just poke the ball and cause a little disruption, and just like that, it's a tie game.
Mccrary with 6 points, 34 all between Capital and Otterbein. Brewer down the lane, can't get the shot to go, but she will earn herself a trip to the free throw line, as the foul will go against Katie Mccrary, her 3rd of the game, team's 2nd of the quarter. Meanwhile, a couple substitutions for Capital as Maddie Reese and Nicole Flock check back in for the Comets.
Mccrary being subbed out right now. Costly little foul, but great job how she's being effective on this team, being able to tie the game up.
Brewer has a very small sample size at the free throw line, and she's able to knock it down. Came in here shooting at only 46%, but looked pretty good on that shot.
First one is good.
Second one coming up here for Brewer, right-handed shooter. It is up, and that one is no good. So she'll split the pair, but Capital retakes the lead, 35-34, with 4:45 left to play in the third quarter. Cardinals looking to get back that lead. Jackson passing over to Galeta. Galeta dribbling to her right. Over to Kendrick. Now in the hands of Galeta. Galeta, deep 3. That is no good. but an offensive rebound by Hoschauer, then a block.
Not in our house. Not in our house today. Great block right there by Maddie Weiland.
Weiland feeds it up ahead to Reese. Meanwhile, Reese will calm things down. Now she'll drive. Jumper, no good. And the rebound taken by Otterbein. 35-34 lead for Capital, 4:12 remaining in the third quarter. Kendrick losing the handle, and then a foul called against Capital on a reach-in. They're going to hit Maddie Weiland with the foul, her first, team's third of the quarter. And now Kendrick will inbound it for Otterbein from the far sideline. Hoschauer to Kendrick. Now they go inside to DeCarlo. DeCarlo gets it away to Galeta. And Galeta will earn herself a trip to the foul line.
Questionable foul right there. It looked like she just tripped over her own feet right there, but can't argue with the refs.
The foul will go against Brooke Ahmer, her third. Team's fourth as the first free throw is knocked down. Tied at 35. Now Galeta with a chance to give the Cardinals the lead with this next free throw. The shot is up, and it is good. Cardinals by one, 36-35, 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. And the Cardinals now going with a little bit of full court pressure, not too much. Capital able to break it. Meanwhile, Flock trying to get inside that Otterbein defense, but right now the Cardinals, they're going with a zone, and they're making things tough for Capital here offensively. Flock over to Weiland. Now they go inside. Wild shot, that's no good. Brewer trying to grab the rebound, but it goes off her fingertips. And now it's Cardinal basketball.
Unable to bring it down, but love the physical defense right here by the Cardinals, what they're doing. That zone defense that you just talked about, they're trapping, being able to force the Comets to have to force the ball around, not able to find their shot and footing.
Abby Brown and Bryn Mangold check back in for Otterbein. Meanwhile, coming back in for the Comets, Maggie Duguid, the sophomore from the Queen City of Cincinnati, Ohio. 36-35 lead for Otterbein. 3:22 left to play in the third quarter. Hoschauer, right wing, bouncing it over to Brown. Brown knocking down the three. Big shot there for the freshman from Sunbury, Ohio, former Big Walnut product. 39-35 lead now for the Cardinals. Coming up on 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Brewer on the right wing, trying to drive inside along the baseline. Floater by Reese off the glass and in.
Great dive and dish right there to Brewer, finding Maddie Reese coming down the lane for an easy two.
Otterbein lead cut to 2, 39-37. 2:41 left to play in the third quarter. Kendrick outside to Hoschauer, now over to DeCarlo. Now they go inside, and a missed shot by Mangold, a rebound taken by Capital.
Looked like a tip ball right there by Do Good. Great defense.
Flock, right wing, trying to drive inside. Little hook shot, and it's good for Nicole Flock. We're tied at 39.
And just like that, we're back in it.
39 all between Capital and Otterbein. 2:10 left to play in the third quarter. Cardinals with the basketball. DeCarlo, top of the arc. Passes off to Hoschauer. Hoschauer will drive and dish. Kendrick for three. That's no good. Rebound, and Otterbein gets it. It's knocked away. Mangold had it, and then the foul committed by Capitals. Looks like Maddie Weiland. That's her second, and that is the team's fifth foul of the quarter. Now mass substitutions here for Capital. Coming back in, let's see her, Erica Linder, along with Kaylee Cyphers and Lainey Murphy.
And for the Cardinals, they brought in Mccrary back in with 3 fouls coming in for Hoschauer.
And now there's a little bit of confusion by referees Tony Kappas, David Griffith, and Reyes Ramirez. Capital has reached 5 fouls. So Otterbein will be shooting free throws here the rest of the way here in the quarter. Mangold, shot up, and that's no good. Mangold, a graduate senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, attended Lakota East High School back during her prep days. Averaging 7.8 points per game. Her field goal percentage of 62%, top 5 in the OAC. as her second free throw is no good. We remain tied. 39-39. Minute 50 remaining in the third quarter. Cyphers passing off to Murphy. Murphy back to Cyphers. 16 on the shot clock. Cyphers looking for some help. Finally gets it over to Murphy. Murphy down the lane, and a foul will be called against Otterbein. The Otterbein foul will go against Abby Brown, her first, team's third of the quarter.
Great job getting to the free throw line. This is Murphy's second time at the line today, and the second one, her third one falls, making her 2 for 4.
Laney Murphy, a freshman from Fredericksburg, Ohio, Wayndale High School. And the second free throw is no good. Capital regains the lead, 40-39. Minute 33 left to play here in the third quarter. Mccrary passing off to Kendrick. Kendrick driving in. Shot no good, and the rebound taken by Dugood of Capital. Minute 20 and counting here in the third quarter. Capital nursing a 1-point lead here in the late going.
Slowing the tempo down.
Maddie Reese over to Murphy. Murphy trying to drive in, and her shot blocked by Mangold. Out of bounds, and it'll stay with Capital. We've seen Mangold do that a few times this afternoon.
That was not pretty, trying to go over that tower right there. Mangold standing at 6'1", a great threat down low for the Cardinals, being able to get boards and being a defensive threat.
Galeta checks back in for Otterbein. 12 to shoot for Capital. They get it in to Linder. Linder still on the right wing. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Linder thought about a three. Now gives off to Cyphers. And then a traveling violation is called against Capital.
Like I said, it's going to be a physical game, and the Cardinals are turning up the intensity here in the second half, being able with these turnovers and stops here on the defensive end.
55 seconds and counting in the third quarter. Capital 40, Otterbein 39. Galeta now swung around to Mccrary into the corner to Brown. Now they go back to Brown. Brown will let loose a three. That's no good. Battle for the loose ball. And Galeta comes up with it for Otterbein. 17 to shoot for the Cardinals. Mccrary to DiCarlo. Back to Brown. Over to Mccrary. Mccrary driving. Floater. No good. Rebound. And it'll be a jump ball. DiCarlo and Linder were battling for it. And the possession arrow favors the Comets. And now coming back in for Otterbein will be Tamia Kendrick. Checking back in for Capital, Demi Brewer. Shot clock has been turned off. Capital will have possession here with 20.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Put your coaching hat on just for a second. Jonathan, what do you do here for Capital?
I'm holding the ball. I'm trying to find a great opportunity shot right now. But it looks like there's a one-on-one matchup right down low.
Brewer passing outside. Cyphers for three. And that's way off the Marcus DiCarlo. Grabs the rebound for Otterbein. 1 second. And that is how the third quarter will end. Well, buckle up, folks. We got ourselves an exciting fourth quarter coming up here at the Capitol Center. It is Capital 40, Otterbein 39. This is Capital Women's Basketball here on athletics.capital.edu. Getting set for fourth quarter action here at the Capitol Center. The score, Capital 40, Otterbein 39. When these two rivals get together, it is usually a hard-fought, close ball game, and this is what we have here today in Bexley. And Jonathan, you just mentioned it to me a moment ago. When you take a look at the stats, it's basically evenly matched between both these teams.
We said whoever was going to come in here and be more aggressive with the boards is going to win this game, but right now it's close with both teams with 24 rebounds. And both teams have double-digit turnover figures. That just shows you how physical this game is. And as we throw them fours up, we're ready to see a tight, close-knit fourth quarter.
Otterbein beginning with possession to begin the fourth quarter. Galeta, right wing, passing over to Kendrick. Now in the hands of Hoschauer. Back to Galeta. Galeta will go inside and nearly stolen by Capital, but Galeta is able to get it back. Galeta along the baseline, out of bounds, and they're going to give it to Capital. Galeta was wanting a foul. She felt that Duguid should have been called for a blocking foul, but instead it's Capital basketball.
Looks like the Cardinals are bringing pressure.
Capital will inbound it to Brewer. Brewer, better be careful here. Gets a double team near half court, but she's able to break it. Brewer inside and almost lost by Linder, but she's able to regain control. Linder now with a spin move to the glass and in. Oh, what a spin move by Linder. 42-39 lead for Capital.
Like a slide clone coming in down low.
Kendrick now swung around to Hoschauer. Over to Galeta. Back to Hoschauer. 15 to shoot. Kendrick, left wing. Inside to Mangold. Mangold back out to Kendrick. 8 to shoot for the Cardinals. To Galeta. Galeta for three, and it's good. We're knotted at 42.
Nice little response right there. Upset with her call earlier. She let the ball do the talking for her.
Brewer on the right wing now for Capital. Penetrates. Now back out to Duguid. Duguid trying to take her man down low. Reverse layup is good for Maddie Duguid. Capital by 2. Otterbein back at it. Outside. Galeta for three. No good. And a foul called against Otterbein. Actually, yes, called against Otterbein.
On Mangold, a push off right there on the defensive end, trying to get the rebound. The shot for Galeta just didn't fall through. Thought she was going to go back-to-back with threes.
Mangold with her second personal foul, first personal of the quarter for Otterbein. 44-42 lead for Capital, 8:23 left to play in the fourth quarter. And a pass, they'll go out of bounds, and they'll give the ball to the Cardinals. So Otterbein immediately back with possession here as Mccrary will quickly bring it across half court to Galeta. Now in the hands of Kendrick. Back to Mccrary. To Galeta in the corner. Inside. Mangold converts from close range.
Was left wide open. Left wide open down in the paint. Easy bucket for the Cardinals.
Tied at 44. Quickly ahead. Shot up. No good.
No foul on the call either. Cardinals pushing the ball down the court.
After the miss by Amert, Kendrick to Galeta for three. Galeta, no good. Out of bounds. Amert able to save it to Duguid.
Great save by the Comets right there. Love the hustle.
Linder goes to the corner for Murphy. Now they go inside. Duguid falls to the floor. Can't handle the pass cleanly. Otterbein comes away with the turnover.
The refs are just letting them play right now. No calls being called right now. I just love the physicality that we're seeing from both teams.
Out of bounds, and they will give it to Otterbein, who now makes a substitution. Checking back in, Kathleen DiCarlo, the senior from Bay Village, Ohio. Tied at 44. 7:22 left to play in what has been a very entertaining conference opener between Otterbein and Capital. Galeta to Kendrick. Back outside. Now it's stolen away. Here comes Brewer. Brewer trying to gather it up. She'll lay it up and in. Demi Brewer gives the Capital
right
2-point lead.
Great job, Brewer, with the steal, being able to put some points on the board there for her team.
Mccrary over to Galeta. Over to Kendrick. Now inside of DiCarlo. DiCarlo lost it. Diving for it is Linder. And now, let's see here. They're going to give the ball to Capital. Was that a jump ball?
It looks like they're calling a foul on the play right now.
Okay, it looks like a foul will go against Otterbein.
I believe the foul was against Kathleen DiCarlo right there.
So DiCarlo hit with her second team foul of the quarter for Otterbein. Capital by 2, 46-44, 6:47 left to play in the fourth quarter. Brewer trying to break pressure to Duguid. Duguid, jumper, no good. Tapped around, and Otterbein comes away with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Mccrary. Mccrary up, that's no good. Rebound taken by Duguid. So Duguid dribbling around, now finally passing off to Linder. Linder will take it across half court. Linder has it poked away by Mccrary, and it'll go out of bounds, and Capital will maintain possession.
Mccrary is just very quick with it. You just don't see it coming, how she's able to poke the ball out and just cause that disruption right there. Timeout on the court right now by the Comets.
So we'll take a timeout right along with them. 6:23 left to play in the fourth quarter. Capital 46, Otterbein 44, here on athletics.capital.edu. .623 left to play in the fourth quarter. What an entertaining ball game this has been between Otterbein and Capital. It's the Comets by 2. 46-44 in favor of the purple and white. Inbounding for Capital will be Amert. She'll get it into Brewer. Brewer to her right. Now in the hands of Murphy. Murphy has her pocket picked. Here comes Mccrary. Down the other end, she'll lay it up and in.
What did I say? I've been telling you, her quickness, Mccrary, just being able to cause a quick disruption, and just like that, it's a tie game.
46 all between the Cardinals and the Comets. 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Brewer. Over to Linder, excuse me.
In her face with the splash 3.
Linder knocking it down from the corner. 49-46 in favor of Capital. Comets definitely needed that bucket right there. Mccrary thought about a 3, but instead they'll go inside to DiCarlo. DiCarlo will put up the shot. It's no good, but the foul will be called against Amert, and that is her 4th personal. First team foul against Capital this quarter. As a couple substitutions made by Otterbein. Jenna Hoschauer checking back in along with Bryn Mangold. And what do you do with Amert now that she's got that 4th personal? She's been so big for Capital today as the free throw was missed by DiCarlo.
You got to keep her in. It's the fourth quarter. But great shot by Linder. A defender in the face and still splash. Just shows the versatility of her as she's shooting 50% from the arc today.
DiCarlo, meantime, shot is up. That's no good. She goes 0 of 2, and Mangold lost it, nearly had an offensive rebound. It goes out of bounds, and they will keep possession with the Cardinals.
Now, if you're Brooke Ameret, do you be careful knowing that you have 4 fouls, or do you continue to play physical how you've been playing so far?
I think you're going to have to be a little more careful because there's still a heck of a lot of time left in this game. Maybe turn it up a little bit defensively later on in the game, but for right now, she's got to be careful. 49-46 lead for the Comets. 5:25 left to play in the fourth quarter. And a traveling violation called against DiCarlo. Took one too many steps without bouncing the basketball. That's a turnover for the Cardinals. It'll be Capital basketball.
And like I said, both of these teams have double-digit turnovers, and these turnovers coming in late in the fourth quarter are very crucial.
3-point lead for Capital. Brewer behind the back as she breaks the press.
It was a double team.
Now in the hands of Linder. Linder to Brewer, who almost lost it. 15 on the shot clock. Back to Linder. Linder gets a screen. Dribbling through the lane. Tough shot, no good. And the rebound taken by Otterbein. Jenna Hoschauer grabs it for Otterbein. 49-46 lead for the Comets. 4:47 left to play in the fourth quarter. Hoschauer passing off to Brown. Now over to Kendrick. Back to Hoschauer. 10 on the shot clock. Now they go back outside. Brown from the corner. No good. Mangold with the offensive putback. And now a 1-point lead for Capital. 4:25 left to play in the fourth quarter.
Great second chance point right there for the Cardinals, keeping them close in this game. It's a 1-point game lead for the Comets right now.
Linder, top of the arc. Bounces it over to Murphy. Now a long jumper. That's short, and the rebound taken by Otterbein. Cardinals with a chance to retake the lead. Kendrick down the lane. Back at the Hoschauer. And now an offensive foul is going to be called against Tamia Kendrick. That's her first personal and the 13th foul of the quarter against the Cardinals.
And not to disagree, I don't like that call right there by the refs. I'm not liking that call right there.
A little bit of a conference between a couple of our officials, and they determined that it was an offensive foul. Meantime, Capital will get possession back here. 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 49-48 lead for Capital, and now a foul will be called against Tamia Kendrick. At least I thought. Yep. It'll go against Kendrick. That'll be the 14th foul against Otterbein this quarter. Next foul by Otterbein will put Capital at the foul line. Brewer goes down the lane. Shot blocked by Mangold. And DeCarlo grabs the loose ball for Otterbein.
Defending their paint right there. Great job by Mangold.
Kendrick kills her dribble. Back out to Mccrary. Mccrary, not that much of a three-point shooter. Meantime to Brown. Over to Mccrary. Mccrary, she'll let loose a three. And that's no good. And the rebound is taken by Dugood. Still a 1-point edge for Capital as we tick under 3.5 to play in the fourth quarter. Linder loses it. Dugood dives and gets it back for Capital. 14 to shoot for the Comets. Brewer from the right elbow. No good. Rebound taken by Brown of Otterbein. Up ahead to Mccrary. Mccrary with another offensive foul. That's her fourth personal.
And a technical on Mccrary right there for disagreeing with the ref's decision right there.
Not only is that a technical for Mccrary, but that will institute her that will show as her fifth personal foul, so now she's out of the game.
Upset with the call right there. You've seen the frustration. Just had a couple words with the refs after that call right there, and the refs called a technical on her.
So bad luck for Mccrary, who showed a little bit of frustration. That was the second time in the quarter her driving to the hoop, only to be upended by a charge. And so now with Mccrary out of this game, man, where do the Cardinals go from here?
It makes me want to question the officials. Like, do you know this is a very physical game, the rivalry that's going on? I love how they've been letting them just play at it. Some of these calls are debatable, but hey, the refs can't disagree with that call right there. As taking at the free throw shot right now, Linder.
Shot up and good. That's the first technical, and she missed it. And in close games like this, you got to hit every free throw that you're afforded.
Ball don't lie.
So Linder's second shot is good. That makes it a 2-point edge for Capital after the technical. It will be Capital basketball since it was an offensive charge on Mccrary.
Now a 2-point lead right now for the Comets. We got 3 minutes left in this fourth quarter. The intensity level has just risen, has been there this entire game. It's at a 10 factor right now. This is about who's going to play more physical towards the end right now.
And by the way, so Mccrary's day is done. Finishes the day with 8 points and 2 assists. Meantime, Capital back with the ball. Just under 3 to play in the fourth quarter. 50-48 lead for Capital. Brewer over to Amert. Now a three-pointer, no good. Rebound and a missed layup by Murphy. She was wide open but missed it. Then a jump ball. And the possession arrow favors Capital.
I know Murphy's going to want to have that one back. Easy, wide open layup, just not falling in her favor.
Galeta checks back in for Otterbein. She's been the three-point specialist for the Cardinals today. So now Capital will inbound it from the baseline. Gets it into Brewer. 18 to shoot for Capital. Brewer
Shake and bake.
with a jumper, and she got hit while shooting. The Otterbein foul will go against Tamia Kendrick. That's her third. And Otterbein was already over the 5 foul limit in this quarter. So Capital will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. Heading to the foul line is Demi Brewer.
Brewer had Kendrick on her ankle, on her shoelaces right there, missing that free throw right there. These are costly free throws that the Comets just have not been hitting today. At the free throw line, they are shooting 50% as a team so far.
Brewer's second free throw's no good. Do good, and Brewer trying to save it, but unsuccessfully as she dives into the Capital bench. It'll be Cardinal ball with 2.5 to play here in the fourth quarter. Capital by 2, 50 to 48. And Jonathan, you're right, a lot of points being left at that free throw line by the Comets.
It's going to come back to bite them in the end, but right now the defense is holding up, keeping this lead.
Kendrick on the right wing. Now they go inside to Mangold. Nice give and go. DeCarlo can't finish, but she'll be heading to the free throw line as it looks like the foul
is on Brooke Amoret right there.
And that is her 5th foul.
Waiting to see if she's being pulled out yet.
Actually, I take that back. I must have miscalculated because according to the scoreboard, she actually has 3. My mistake. As the first free throw is missed by DeCarlo. The shot is up, and it is good.
It's a 1-point game now.
50 to 49 in favor of Capital. As Brewer showing some more ball handling tricks. Linder, top of the arc. Trying to drive inside. Linder gets the shot to go. 52-49
right
lead for Capital. Kendrick over to Jackson, and now a timeout is going to be taken by Otterbein. Timeout called by Diana Knowles in her 3rd year as head coach at Otterbein, and this will be a full timeout. We'll step aside for a moment. 1:50 left to play in the fourth. Capital 52, Otterbein 49. Here on athletics.capital.edu. This game is coming down to the wire. 1:50 remaining in the fourth quarter. Capital 52, Otterbein 49. Charlie Danis, Jonathan Brown joining you from the Capital Center here in Bexley, Ohio. This has been a great game 1 of what will be a doubleheader between both the Cardinals and the Comets today. Coming up around 4 o'clock or so, the men's teams will be facing off against one another. But in the meantime, Jonathan, we have some business to attend to here.
Yes, seeing this is a very close game right now. Both defenses aren't letting up. It's a 3-point game. It's been very close in this last final couple minutes here, so we're going to see how this closes out here in the fourth quarter.
Tamia Kendrick will inbound from the far side and will get it in to Hoschauer. Hoschauer over to Angelia Jackson. 3-pointer, that's no good. And the rebound taken by Capital.
You can't ask for a better shot. That was the shot that the Cardinals needed and they were looking for. It just didn't fall.
Brooke Aumert with the key rebound for Capital. And now the Comets will look to run some offense, perhaps run some clock a little bit, but they're still going to need a good shot here. Brewer dribbling around into the trees and blocked. But Capital then gets it back on a loose ball. Nice job by Aumert that time.
Brewer being physical right there, being able to shut the ball out the Cardinals' hand right there.
1:08 remaining. Capital up by 3. 17 to shoot for the Comets. Brewer goes inside to Dogood. Back out to Linder. Linder driving in and scoring.
Linder being clutch when it matters most.
18 points for the junior from Prospect, Ohio. 54-49 for Capital. 49 seconds and counting in the fourth quarter. Galeta. Now they go inside. And the layup converted by Mangold. Back to a three-point edge. And looks like a timeout will be taken by Capital. 40.7 seconds to go here in the fourth. It's Capital 54, Otterbein 51. Capital coming up with possession here. Just take care of the basketball, work the clock a little bit, and Capital might be well on its way to its first conference win of the year.
You love to see it. If they're able to just hold the ball, but the pressure by the Cardinals, they're giving that half-court pressure, not allowing them to bring that ball up the court, which is causing the Comets to just try to push that ball and move it around quickly. I know Coach Dixie, her expertise and veteranship right now, being able to cause up and draw up a play that works best for her team in his favor right now.
Otterbein already with over 5 fouls in the quarter, so any foul that happens will result in free throws for Capital, who, oh, by the way, only has 2 fouls. The possession arrow favoring the Cardinals right now. Capital back onto the floor. And now, a little bit of an issue with the clock that's now been fixed. 41.5 seconds remaining in regulation. It is Capital by 3. And the Comets will have possession coming out of this timeout. Inbounding it for Capital coming out of the timeout will be Ahmert. Ahmert will get it in successfully to Brewer. And it's a traveling violation for Brewer.
Costly turnover. That is a costly turnover right there.
So now 40 seconds remain here. And Otterbein can either bring themselves to within 1 or try to go for the tie. About a 9-second differential between shot clock and game clock. 29 seconds and counting. They go inside of Mangold, and she got fouled and scored.
And one, that was a smart play right there. Feeding it down low, and they happen to get the and one call to roll for Mangold right now. This is a clutch free throw right now. Very clutch free throw.
So Mangold, the senior from Cincinnati, with a chance to tie. Shot is up, and we are tied at 54. And now a timeout will be taken.
You see what one turnover does right now in the clutch in the last couple seconds right there. That was a costly turnover call for a travel by the refs, and the Cardinals were able to respond, feeding it down low to Mangold for the and one conversion.
So now let's reset once again. 27.5 seconds remain in regulation. The shot clock has been turned off. The game is tied at 54. Again, any foul by Otterbein from here on out will send Capital to the free throw line. Capital still has a couple of fouls to give, actually 1 foul to give, before they reach that 5 threshold. Again, put on your coaching app for me, Mr. Brown. Tell me what Dixie Jeffers is talking about in that huddle.
Coach Dixie, she's want to control the clock right now, knowing that the shot clock is off right now. You have an opportunity to put up the last second shot of the game right now, knowing that the ball is in your hands right now. But the Cardinals are going to remain strong and diligent with this physical pressure at the half court. So it's about finding the right shot. I know who I'm going to put the ball in the hands if I'm the Comets. I'm giving it to Linder. She's been hot in this last couple quarter right now. Give her the ball, find that shot that's best for her, and you know it's going to go in.
It's going to be interesting to see if Capital will try to set up a shot from the outside, perhaps a drive to the inside. To your point, Linder has been spectacular for Capital today. 18 points, 7 of 16 from the field, good for 44%. And also 3 of 7 from three-point land, good for 43%. All right, here we go. Capital with the ball. Game tied at 54. 27.5 seconds remaining in regulation. Linder gets it. Double teamed along the baseline. Has to get it out. Do good. Now it's switched around, and Brewer gets possession at the top of the arc. 16 seconds and counting. Brewer trying to fight through a double team. Now they go outside. Over to Linder. Linder along the baseline. Shot up. No good. Brewer missed it. She gets it back. And now a jump ball is going to be called. And that gives the ball to Otterbein. And now a timeout will be taken by the Cardinals. Wow. Good defense by Otterbein. Got to hand it to the Cardinals right there. And now they have an opportunity to perhaps go for the win. 5.7 seconds remain in regulation.
They knew who the ball was going to. Now, if I'm the Cardinals, I'm putting on my coaching hat right there, Charlie, and I'm going down low. Mangold has been hot right now, feeding the post down low. Find that shot. It's 5 seconds on the clock right now, 5.7 to be exact. It sounds like that's not a lot of time, but with the right play, it's effective, depending on who's throwing the ball in for the Cardinals.
Mangold with a good game today for Otterbein, 13 points, 6 rebounds. She's made a couple of clutch shots for the Cardinals down this current stretch. Talk about defensive keys for me for Capital going forward.
What the Comets need to do right now is remain diligent, continue to play that hardcore defense and what they're playing so far. They need to force a turnover right here, force some kind of disruption right now. You know they're going to go down low, but I don't also want to give Cardinals an opportunity at a three-point shot. They've had plenty of opportunity shots beyond the arc. They just haven't been falling for the team today. They've been shooting over a 25.9% from beyond the arc, over 27 shots taken. They're open, they just haven't been falling, so watch out from behind the arc as well.
5.7 seconds left to go in regulation. The Cardinals with an opportunity to win it here with 5.7 seconds. Game tied at 54. This game has been everything that we expected to be and then some. Another classic between the Cardinals and the Comets. Inbounding it for the Cardinals will be Tamia Kendrick, the sophomore from Newark. Kendrick receives the ball, gets it into Hoschauer. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. A three-pointer, no good. And we are headed to overtime here in Bexley. A great look for Angelia Jackson, but she couldn't hit it. And now more basketball to be played here at the Capitol Center.
I told you they were looking for that shot either to go down low. They had the opportunity. Cardinals have had the opportunity beyond the arc the entire game. Their shots just have not been falling in their favor. So, hey, we get some extra basketball here today with a fifth quarter in overtime. You love it.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, overtime here at the Capitol Center. Tied at 54 between Otterbein and Capital here on athletics.capital.edu. We have overtime here at the Capitol Center. Regulation was not enough for the women's teams of the Cardinals and the Comets. 54 all between the purple and white and the red and gold. Alongside Jonathan Brown, I'm Charlie Danis. Jonathan, you and I were just talking about the foul situation for both teams. Now, Brooke Amert has 4, so she's got to be careful. Maggie Dugood's got 3, but not a lot of foul trouble to go around for Capital. Meantime, Mccrary, she's already fouled out. And 2 fouls for Bryn Mangold, 3 for Tamia Kendrick, but that's about it for the Cardinals.
Both teams right here have been able to be physical on defense at the end when it comes towards getting into overtime. So seeing how they'll play in these crucial 5 minutes, and they keep it going.
The opening tip of the overtime is won by Otterbein. Kendrick passing over to Galeta. Now it's swung all the way around to Hoschauer. Hoschauer trying to drive in, but cut off defensively by Linder. 11 on the shot clock for the Cardinals. Galeta along the left wing, over to Hoschauer at the top of the arc. Hoschauer with 5, with 4, and it's knocked out of bounds by Capital. The shot clock is down to 3. As now checking in for Capital will be Maddie Reese and Nicole Flock. So 3 seconds remain on the shot clock for the Cardinals. Pass in to Hoschauer and a steal. Here comes Linder the other way. Up ahead to Flock, and then the ball was kicked, looked like by Galeta. Possession still maintained by Capital. Here in overtime, a 5-minute quarter. Down to 4:26, still tied at 54. Linder trying to take her man along baseline, but cut off by Kendrick. She'll now back out to the perimeter to Reese. Reese trying to dribble in, over to Flock. Flock with a little spin move. Flock off the glass, count the bucket and a foul.
At the and one right there, nice little spin move on Hochschauer right there. Flock coming in, just subbing in for Brewer a couple seconds ago and coming in, putting points on the board in a crucial overtime.
First personal foul on Jenna Hochschauer. And now heading to the foul line is Flock. She is a freshman from Marion, Ohio, coming into play today, shooting 60% from the foul line and have been averaging 3 assists per game, which was 5th best in the conference. Flock shot up and no good. 56-54, Capital with a 2-point lead as we approach 4 minutes to play in overtime. Kendrick passing around, now they go back inside. Mangold converting, and we're tied almost immediately.
Feeding down low, continue doing what's got you here this far.
Mangold now with 15 points for the Cardinals. We're tied at 56, 3:50 left to play in the 4th quarter. And now a foul will be called against Otterbein. The foul is going to go against Angelia Jackson, her 3rd personal. And now checking in for Capital will be Kaylee Cyphers. So now heading to the foul line for Capital will be Brooke Ahmert.
Brooke Ahmert with 4 fouls, personal fouls, since she's made it this far, staying in.
First shot is good for Ahmert. Senior out of Wakeman, Ohio. One more free throw attempt for Ahmert. Shot is up, and it is good.
Gives both shots to fall.
So 12 points for Ahmert in this game. And it's a 58-56 lead for Capital. Cardinals trying to find a response.
Cardinals are looking to get the ball down low to Mangold, but the Comets are doing a great job of double teaming her down low.
Meanwhile, they try to get it to Mangold. Lost out of bounds, and they'll say Capital last touched it. So the Cardinals will have the ball with 9 seconds to go on the shot clock.
That's great recognition by the Comets on defense, knowing that the Cardinals leading scorer is Mangold down low, and they're double teaming her down low.
They get it in successfully to Angelia Jackson. Deep three-pointer blocked. The block made by Linder, and Capital comes away with the loose ball. 3:12 left to play in the 4th quarter. Capital with a 2-point lead, 58-56. Maddie Reese over to Erica Linder. Linder on the right wing, dribbling to her left. 10 on the shot clock. Over to Flock. Flock drives in and scores.
Just a lucky roll right there. Flock coming in clutch, coming off the bench.
4-point lead for Capital, 60-56. 2:43 left to play in overtime. Galeta to Kendrick. Now to Hochschauer on the right wing. 14 to shoot. Kendrick will now feed inside to Mangold. Turnaround jumper is good for Mangold.
You know who has the hot hand right now on the Cardinals. Continue to feed Mangold.
60-58 lead now for Capital. As Flock got bumped, but then a traveling violation is called. Boy, it looked as though on that play that Flock was bumped. She fell to the ground, or fell to the court, and then was called for a traveling violation. That was a missed call.
That's a questionable call right there. I was expecting the call. Oh, it looks like the refs were deliberating, and the ball is coming back.
It looks as though that the foul will indeed be called against Otterbein.
The foul went against Mangold on that one.
That's her 3rd. Flock, meantime, will head to the free throw line.
Great job by the officials by deliberating on that call right there.
Flock shot is up and good. That pushes it to a 3-point edge for Capital. 2:19 left to play in overtime. Flock now trying to make it a 2-possession game. It's up. It's no good. But a rebound by Capital. Nice job by Cyphers. Reese outside. Jumper. No good. But a foul will be called against Otterbein as Linder got hit on the jump shot attempt. So Linder will head to the foul line. Linder with 18 points. Shot is up and good.
Ball does not lie.
62-58 in favor of Capital with 2:10 remaining in the fourth quarter. Shot is up and it is good. 63-58. Capital with the lead as we are rapidly approaching 2 minutes to play in overtime. Hoschauer to Galega. Galeda with the pass to Kendrick. Kendrick to Galeda for 3. No good. Rebound. Mangold, and then a foul called against Capital.
Great job by Mangold being able to get up there and get the rebound.
So the foul is going to be called against Kaylee Cyphers, her first of the game.
The Cardinals have been they're finding that shots, they're finding opportunities to get shots up. They just aren't falling in their favor.
Meantime, Otterbein will inbound this from the baseline. Nearly a 5-second call right there. Three-pointer now. That's good!
Angela Jackson right there with the shot, three-pointer and the splash. So now a 2-point game right now.
63-61 in favor of Capital. Coming up on a minute and a half to play in overtime. Linder being guarded by Galeda. Go inside to Cyphers. Reese not able to hit it. And then a foul called against Capital.
Tamia Kendrick being physical, getting up there to get that board right there, putting her body on the line.
Kaylee Cyphers hit with the foul for Capital. And so now Otterbein with a chance at free throws. Now that Capital has reached the 5-foul limit here in overtime. Heading to the line is Tamia Kendrick. And heading into play today, a perfect 4 for 4 from the line. Make it 5 for 5 with that made free throw. That draws the Cardinals to within 1. Kendrick with a chance to bring the Cardinals even with the Comets. It's up and it's good. And we're tied at 63. A minute 20 remaining in overtime. And a traveling violation called against Maddie Reese as that full court press by the Cardinals forces a turnover.
Costly turnover right there. The defensive pressure right there by the Cardinals. They started bringing this pressure, half-court pressure in the second half, and it seems like it's getting the Comets discombobulated.
Demi Brewer checks in for the Comets. Minute 15 remaining in overtime. We're tied at 63 between the Cardinals and the Comets. And the shot is no good, but a foul called against Erica Linder as Mangold nearly put 2 more home. So now Mangold heads to the foul line, shooting 64% from the cherry stripe coming into play today. The shot is up and it's good, and the Cardinals retake the lead. They're now up by 1.
Mangold continuing with her hot streak. She has her takeover effect on right now.
Shot up for Mangold and it's good. That's a 2-point lead now for Otterbein with a minute 8 remaining in overtime. Capital back with possession. This time Brewer brings it across half court. Brewer over to Amert. Amert on the right wing. Over to Cyphers. Cyphers dribbling to her left. Now in the hands of Flock. Flock giving off to Cyphers, and another traveling call against Capital.
Costly turnovers that are just not going in our favor right now. I don't know what's going on with the Comets right now. What we see is our energy is getting depleted. The Cardinals' energy continues to rise.
39 seconds and counting here in overtime. 20 seconds on the shot clock. A 2-point lead for the Cardinals. Hoschauer passing over to Galeda. And now a timeout's going to be called by Otterbein. They'll have 11 seconds remaining on the shot clock. There's 24.8 seconds to go here in overtime with Otterbein leading by 2. Take me through the strategy.
Right now, I'm giving it to the high hand. You know who's the high hand for the Cardinals right now. Bryn Mangold right now almost close with 20 points, 19 points so far in this game. She has been an effective player down low. You got to feed her. You got to feed her. When a player like this is eating, you got to feed her down low. Try to drop a play that gets her open down low. Now, we know the Comets are going to try to double team, so that leaves an opportunity for the Cardinals to have a shot from behind the arc. But can they get it to fall? They've had opportunities beyond the arc, and we've been expressing this the entire game. They just haven't been falling. So you never know.
65-63 lead for Otterbein. 24.8 seconds to go in overtime. 11 seconds on the shot clock for the Cardinals. Tamia Kendrick will inbound it for the Cardinals from the far side. She'll get it into Hoschauer. 8 seconds, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Back to Hoschauer. Three-pointer, no good. Rebound taken by Capital, and a timeout immediately called by the Comets.
Like I said, they had an opportunity from beyond the arc, and it just didn't fall.
So now 14.3 seconds to go in overtime. Capital with possession. Otterbein by 2, 65-63. Now this is where things get real interesting, partner. Obviously, if you have an opportunity for a 3, Capital will take it, but it seems like their best work has been on the inside. Having said all that, what should the strategy be for this upcoming offensive possession?
Knowing that the Cardinals are going to most likely double team Linder, that leaves an opportunity for Flock to create some space and get an opportunity to take it down low. Don't be afraid to look out for Amaret. Although she has 4 fouls, she is still a viable option down low when it comes to getting the ball down there.
65-63, Otterbein with the 2-point lead. 14.3 seconds to go in overtime. Capital with possession. Getting ready to inbound for Capital will be Brooke Omer. She'll inbound it right next to the Capital bench. She will get it in to Do Good. 10 seconds, 9 seconds, shot clock turned off. Brewer trying to penetrate, picks up her dribble, needs some help. 4 seconds, it's now in the hands of Linder. Linder up and no good. Linder can't get the shot to go. And the Otterbein Cardinals come away with a hard-fought 65-63 win over the Comets in overtime. That one possession right there, it just seemed discombobulated from the start.
I'm telling you, the Cardinals have been playing effective defensively this whole entire game, turning up the intensity with that half-court pressure. And they knew who the ball was going to. It went to Linder. She had an opportunity for the shot. It just didn't fall in their favor.
So the Cardinals will begin OAC play 1-0. Meanwhile, a frustrating ending for Capital, who drops to 0-1 within OAC play. We will take a quick break. When we come back, we'll examine the stats of this game and get you ready for the men's game, which will be coming up in about a half hour or so. This is your home for Capital Women's Basketball. Athletics.capital.edu. The final score, Otterbein 65, Capital 63 in overtime. Back here at the Capitol Center, it was a classic between Capitol and Otterbein once again. Unfortunately for the Comets, they fall to the Cardinals by a final of 65-63 in overtime. Let's go ahead and look at the stats from this game. We begin with the team statistics. Capitol ends up shooting 40% from the field, Otterbein 39% from the field. A lot of threes were jacked up in this game, a lot of them coming from the Otterbein side. The Cardinals end up shooting 8 of 32 from beyond the arc, good for 25%. Capitol, meantime, shooting 5 of 15 from beyond the arc, good for 33%. The Comets go 12 of 23 from the free throw line. They left a lot of points at the cherry stripe, good for only 52%. Otterbein, meanwhile, goes 9 of 14 for the foul line, good for 64%. The Cardinals end up out-rebounding Capitol 36-33 in this game. 18 assists for Otterbein as opposed to only 11 for Capitol. 17 turnovers for Otterbein as opposed to 16 for Capitol. Bench points, Otterbein won that category 19-7. Blocks in favor of Otterbein 5-4. Fast break points, Otterbein 12, Capitol 6. Steals, Capitol 6, Otterbein 5. Points off turnovers, Otterbein 20, Capitol 12. Points in the paint, Capitol 34, Otterbein 30. And second chance points, Otterbein 9, Capitol 7. Those are the team statistics. Jonathan, the individual statistics.
Looking at the Cardinals right now, coming off that close win right there, you got to give it up for Bryn Mangold right now. Dropping 19 points, being able to put up 7 boards on the total, 4 offensive, 3 defensive rebounds, but also shout out to her teammate, Jenna Hoschauer. She was able to put up a team leading with 11 rebounds in total. The Cardinals were able to spread the ball around as Angela Jackson was able to also get double-digit figures in this game as well. As we take a look at the Comets, our leading scorer right now was Erica Linder, dropping 20. Great job on her end, coming in clutch with the team. Just the ball just didn't go in for her at the last clutch second shot for her. But the ball movement for the Comets, they were able to give it to Amaret, as she was also to have double-digit figures as well as Flock as well with 11 points right now. But looking at the rebounds, giving out to Kylie Seifert, she was able to come off the bench and put up, actually she started, and she had a total of 8 rebounds to start off the game. It just came down to rebounds, and like I said, the Cardinals were able to get up more defensively rebounds when it came to it, and the game went in their favor.
Otterbein ends up winning this game in overtime. Capitol had a chance there at the end of overtime with a possession, being down 2, and they were trying to force it inside. Linder gets the ball off of a tip pass and just wasn't able to get a good look at the end.
Yeah, I know. It just wasn't going in their favor. So hopefully the men's team can run it back for the Comets today, as the Cardinals taking up the series right now, 1-0 on the day on this doubleheader.
Let's hope the men's team can come out with a win. This will conclude our broadcast of the women's game. Coming up, we'll take a quick break, and it'll be Jonathan Brown taking you the rest of the way for the men's game. Should be a good, fun game between the Cardinals and the Crusaders. This is Charlie Daniels saying so long, and enjoy the rest of your day from right here in Bexley, Ohio. Again, the final in Game 1 of our basketball doubleheader today at the Capitol Center. It's Otterbein that defeats Capitol 65-63 in overtime. In the women's game coming up, the men's game in about 25 minutes or so between the Comets and the Cardinals. So long, everybody.